Hi, I'm Hansen with the Hansen Group. We're here in the Hansen Group's main office here in Atlanta, Georgia. And lovely Ashley was nice enough to come over from Atlanta Fixtures for some of the demos. So, actually what I got in front of you is I've got 3 different products that Hamilton Beach makes and Proctor Stylists. And I wanted to start with the rice cooker over here. So, what this is a 60-cup capacity rice maker. It's got a non-stick interior. Also underneath, this is removable, and underneath you have a pressure switch in the bottom of here so that you make sure that you're not using the elements when there's actually nothing in here to heat up. Saves, number one, it saves for the life of the element, and it also will help if you take something out just to make sure you're not overcooking any products. Second, on the inside of here, we've also got a drain. Everything, when you open this, everything will come down into here. Will eventually fall into this trough that runs the whole way around the outside. And it's all sloped to the back. And back here, we have a drain cup to collect any condensation. So as you're cooking your rice, your grits, or anything of that sort, you won't have any excess moisture inside the product. It's all going to be taken away to the back of the product. Also, it has what we call a cook and a hold feature. So once you close this lid and you start cooking, you're going to have a cook. And once it's done cooking, it senses the amount of steam that's coming out, switches into a warming feature. And so that way you're not going to overcook the product, but you're still going to keep it nice and warm for anybody that's going to come through, whether it's the back of the house application or a front of the house application. That's going to be a self-serve. You're not going to overcook the product.
Okay.
So, number 2, we have our coffee urn. This is newer to Hamilton Beach, only came out with it a couple years ago. Exterior is entirely stainless steel. You have gradient marks on the back, and you also have the same type of a feature where you're cooking, and then after a while it's going to run into a hold position, so you're not overcooking and scalding your coffee. The front also has a gradient mark in the front so that you know how much is on the inside without having to open this up. Number 1, risk of burn. Number 2, so you don't let out any of the heat. So from there you'll be able to tell, your wait staff will be able to say, okay, that one's getting low, I'm going to go ahead and switch it out. Easy handle, you can either pull it either way, put a coffee cup underneath, so a hands-free application. On the inside, all stainless steel as well, your percolator cup and your stem all in here. That's about it. Any questions on that?
No. I mean, what type of typical application would you see this being used in?
Most of the time you're going to be looking at a front of the house application, any type of a breakfast bar, lunch bar, dinner bar, anything where they're going to be coming up with self-serve. This is great because number 1, just look at it, how beautiful is this thing. So it looks good, it's a great front of the house application. Anywhere that someone is going to be serving themselves is the ideal application.
Okay, great.
Okay? And number 3, this is our Tempest. So this is actually a blender, and it's got a couple of neat products, and we're actually going to make a fruit smoothie in this as well. So, number 1, we have a high, low, and a jump setting. Also have a pulse so that press it on and off to make sure that it gets not too much blended through. The biggest thing about these is our container. You notice it's not square. What we've got is our wave action pattern on this thing. So what it does is it actually helps bring, and you'll see it in just a second when we put everything in, you're going to see it all bring it up, down, and back through so that it's a very even blended product at the end.
So Alex, what do these lights mean on the front?
The front, this bottom one here is actually your motor heater.
Okay.
So if it overheats, you'll start to see come up into the yellow and then into the red range, meaning that you're running it too long, you need to give it a break. Or that there's maybe an issue, and maybe you need to clean some of the dust off the bottom of this thing to make sure it's getting the proper airflow. The other light at the top is actually your jar pad sensor, so it actually won't turn on once this jar is off. So when I take this up, notice the red light came on.
Right.
So now even if I wanted to, it won't start.
Okay. And what about the knob? Is this control the seat?
No, this is actually a timer. So right now I've got it set on infinite, but it is actually by second. So right now I'm at a 5-second interval. So if I turn it on, it's going to run for 5 seconds and turn off. 10 second all the way up to 40 seconds, or the infinite control is going to run until you turn it off.
Okay.
One of the other things about this is it's a very heavy duty unit. It's got a metal clutch on the bottom, which improves the life of it. One of the biggest complaints is that people have a plastic clutch down there. What happens more than anything else is someone turns it on and tries to set it down on here, and all those plastic pieces are going to rip up. It just can't take that kind of pressure. So that helps with it as well. And we've got a stainless steel blade on the bottom of this thing. So.
Now, this particular blender, will it withhold certain heat temperatures as far as if you were to make soups or?
It will. It's a polycarbonate container, so it will withhold some heat. Obviously, nothing scalding hot, but any sort of a general heat can be used in here as well. So, 64-ounce container with a sure grip lid, making sure that you don't get splattered. So. All right. Any other questions? Good right now?
Yes,
Alright, so we're going to throw a couple of things in here. This is going to be the best tasting smoothie you have ever had.
Alright.
And I did wash my hands, I promise. We've got apples, we've got some pineapple, a little bit of cantaloupe and grapes. Really the biggest thing is you're going to see how this really will blend everything up together.
Wonderful.
A little more. So, put your lid on. I'm going to go into a high, and we're going to blend it for 20 seconds. And what I really want you to watch is how it comes up and over these edges as it comes through. There's your timer. So at the end of 20 seconds, it turns itself off. And here, you can see this very evenly blended product. So you don't have any chunks in there. You don't have pieces of apple or any other type of fruit. It all blended everything together. So.
Very nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in. I do appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.
You too.